But I am renowned. Everything go up, must come down. I'ma love all y'all to death do us part. One family, one heart. All y'all, from my hands to my motivators, inspirators to my instigators. I'ma love all y'all to death do us part. One family and one heart. All y'all, from my hands to my motivators, inspirators to my instigators.
Live in the city, high in the zone. Trusting yourself, it ain't no going home. So when you left, hold me the phone. Take what you say to the line going cold. Back in the back with the Benjamin face. Don't show what you stack, cause the demons at play. I called in the devil.
Greetings. How y'all doing? Welcome to another week of TnT Podcast Radio. Today is Thursday, February 17th. This is my brother's birthday. I should remember today's date. Oh my goodness. So happy birthday, brother, if you're watching this. I love you. In the Carolinas. Welcome. We have some really awesome guests. My co-founder and president of BAM is here, Teresa Rogers, and we have Brooke from National Plus, and we have Mr. Marvin Cotton Jr. How y'all doing this week? How's everybody doing this week?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. It's another week. I'm here. T, is it kind of the kids there? Can you hear? Okay. How was your week, Teresa? Her internet might be acting okay, and let me know. Man, I had a real interesting week. I got an opportunity to talk to a lot of amazing people this week. BAM is every single goal that we set out to do, we've been doing it, and it feels like it's just truly a blessing to be able to do that, to be able to help people. Got a chance to have a great conversation today with Brooke and with the president of National Plus, which was a really great conversation. Finally was able to get some understanding. And just started really thinking about, the leaders that we have in our community. And we don't want them to go unnoticed. It's an honor to be able to honor people. And in Cleveland alone, I've been blessed to work with so many different people in 2 years. And if you guys don't know, BAM got started because of COVID. All of us had someone behind prison walls, a loved one. And actually all my loved ones except for one has been released since we got started. And I have one left, and my cousin has two left. So we are really focusing on not just helping our loved ones, but everyone's loved ones either be released or receive some type of kindness, compassion or something, just being able to talk to people. Our focus has been on people being released, returning home, second chances, employment. We would love for people to come on and talk about where people can lay their heads at night, because that's major. But in the meantime, we want to be able to honor the people who are out here doing the work, who's actually, and most, I believe two of our guests have actually been behind bars, have been incarcerated, I believe. And to me, to come out and to really make it happen, wow. All I can say is wow, because I understand the mental piece is just ridiculous. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Brooke, and give you an opportunity.
Are you able to share the video first?
I can. For you. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Can y'all see this?
One day, that one man could change the world. That one man could change the world. All I wanted was $100 million and a bad chick. Imagine this a month, some nights it felt like that I had.
There are a growing number of organizations and people that's standing out on the front line and fighting to pull those left behind, sitting in cold, dark prison cells, out. Since I've been released, which was October 1st, 2020, I've been helping in that fight. I've been advocating and on the front line for those that's left behind.
I'm my brother's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. And thou shalt not cross each other in the name of Jesus. And thou shalt not testify and go against your people. And thou shalt not.
Don't live your life for broken people. When you live your life for broken people, they don't have the ability to see you through a lens that's not cracked. When you live your life for broken people or trying to be pleasing to broken people,
Yes.
they don't know how to accept that. It's like dealing with broken glass. Every time you touch it, you're going to cut your hand. So you have to know how to protect your future, protect your plans, protect your peace from broken people if you're trying to live a healed life. Now, that's what it means to be better and not broken.
One thing that one man could change the world. That one man.
So that is Marvin Cotton Jr., who is with us tonight. Just to introduce myself, I'm Brooke. I'm the president of the National Plus Coalition, and it has been a complete honor to be able to get to know and work with Marvin. He was wrongfully convicted, and he was exonerated out of Michigan and has been doing some great work since he's been out. So Marvin, thank you for being on here with us.
I'm honored and I'm humbled to be here with you guys tonight.
Tamura, are you wanting him to kind of say what all he's been doing? Because he knows more than I do on what he's been doing. But some of the stuff that I know is he is a part of the organization of exonerees. And I know he's out here fighting for new laws and also trying to help get other people that has been wrongfully convicted out of prison.
Yes, absolutely. I've actually seen Marvin. I've seen you all over the internet, everywhere, going hard. I was like, all right, brother. Yes, I seen you. I seen a couple brothers out here, and it's awesome, man. But yeah, please. Short.
Like I said, I'm very honored and humbled to be here with you guys this evening. I really appreciate, y'all recognizing and honoring me. I'm usually on the other side of this. I'm usually, seeing what I can do for other people. I've always had a deep desire to help. I spent 19 years, 7 months, and 12 days in prison for a crime that I didn't commit. And I spent all that time fighting to get out. But while I was in there, I was thinking about all the things that I wanted to do. So as soon as I got out, that's exactly what I did. Like everything I thought about in prison, that's what I'm out here doing. So a lot of the things that I'm doing, people are surprised that I've been able to accomplish a lot of the things that I have. But I'm not surprised because these are the things that I daydreamed about. These are the things I dreamed about. These are the things I prayed for. I knew I wanted to help people and put myself in a position to help as many people as possible. And that's what I do. I try to live my life to where I never miss an opportunity to help. Of course, my focus is wrongful convictions because, that made me into the man that I am. Spending that time in prison for something that I didn't do really weaponized me to really fight against the system that consistently gets it wrong. So I try to come and offer myself in every way that I can in order that the system can get it right. Because I'm evidence that the system got it wrong, but I'm also evidence that the system can get it right. So I try to bring that. I travel with organization. I am a founding member of the organization of exonerees. Kenneth Nixon, my brother, he's the current president of the Organization of Exonerees. I sit on the board along with four amazing guys. Ken is one of them, and we have three amazing guys. But all of the members of this group came through and survived the struggle of being in prison for something that they didn't do. Um, I'm in a group full of amazing soldiers that were able to survive that. And we travel across the country and help those that we believe to be innocent. We can't help everybody, but we try. We try to go straight to the root of things because we know that we can't get involved in every case. So we do advocate for better laws. We do try to shine a light and bring awareness to wrongful convictions because there are people in this country that don't believe that wrongful convictions happen. I am the founder and CEO of Better Not Broken LLC. That's my baby. This is what I use. I do my motivational speaking under that company. I'm going to a high school tomorrow. I love to speak to the students. I'm going to a high school tomorrow, a Black History project, and I'm going to speak to the youth. I go into universities and I'm able to speak to law students mostly. Anybody that's seeking to learn, I love to be in that environment and offer my lived experience and hopefully give them something that they can take with them that will add a measure of justice and social justice to this world. I have other plans to get involved in some other things. I do have a podcast show as well called The Bigger Yard. For anyone that have, been to prison or have done time, when you go outside and, recreation is called the big yard. So I'm no longer on the big yard. I'm on a bigger yard. So that's what I named my podcast show. And we talk about the bigger issues. I'm a big advocate of protecting women. This is what the show was about the other day. Men's responsibility on protecting women. It's a lot of things going on here in Detroit where women are being raped and abused, murdered. They're coming up missing. And most of the time, if not all of the time, it's taking place at the hands of men. And I feel like it's our responsibility to get involved, take the lead on this. So I'm working with the religious world as well as the political world and see if we can, if we need to get some more legislation on the book, get the community involved, get more men involved, start creating these bonds between these families. Like I said, I just want to help people and I want to leave the world better than it was when I came into it. I'm sorry if I was a little long-winded.
No, you're muted.
Okay.
Tamura, you're muted.
I always got myself muted. Thank you. It's not long winded. We really appreciate that. So, question: can you? I hear so many different variations of what wrongfully convicted means. Can you give a definition of wrongfully convicted?
First, people need to understand when you hear wrongful conviction, that wrong root word in there has absolutely nothing to do with the person that was in prison. That wrong is attached to the government. And when I say the government, I'm talking about police officers that's involved, detectives that's involved, possibly the prosecutor that's involved, the system. When the system fails, when the system doesn't do what they're supposed to do, it can result in what is considered to be a wrongful conviction.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, does that include the judges?
Excuse me?
Does that include the judges? We
Yeah.
we actually have someone who was convicted and given an extreme amount of years because the judge was personally upset with that person. 228 to 528 years to be exact.
Wow.
Yes.
Anyone that's a part of the judicial or executive branch of government can if they don't do what is required of them to do, can result in a wrongful conviction. So yes, a judge can play a role in a wrongful conviction, but most cases wrongful conviction starts with investigating officers.
Thank you. It does. I agree. Um, So you're out in the community. Are you working with a lot of young people, or
Y- y-
just
I, I love working with the youth, but I work with all ages,
okay?
all ages.
That's awesome. This is amazing. Thank you. What about
Um,
Brooke?
I just wanted to say too, because I know he didn't mention it. He was exonerated with the help of the.
We lost you. We
The,
lost you. We can't hear
the,
you.
in Michigan, we have a conviction integrity unit. It
Okay.
is a branch within the prosecutor office
Okay.
that operates independently, but of course under the leadership of the prosecutor.
Okay.
And in Michigan, in Wayne County, where I'm from, it was the conviction integrity unit, the prosecutor office that reopened my case, reinvestigated my case, and actually took the lead on getting me out. So definitely big shout out to Kim Worthy, the prosecutor, and Valerie Newman, who's the director of the Conviction Integrity Unit.
Amazing.
Thank
And
you,
you've
Brooke.
been pushing, through Michigan to get those in every county, correct?
Absolutely. The Organization of Exonerees, under the leadership of Kenneth Nixon and myself, we've we've gone into many prosecutor offices, prosecutor offices that no one would have ever thought would start a conviction integrity unit. In the last 3 weeks, two of them have.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and in the last couple of months in Washtenaw County, they actually set up one as well. So our goal is to get all 83 counties in Michigan to have conviction integrity units, and eventually, hopefully, every prosecutor office in the country.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Ohio has
awesome.
Ohio. Yeah, that is whoa.
Yeah.
We need to they need to come on, Ohio. Well, because I mean, Ohio has Ohio Innocence Project, who is working overtime to help people be free. We had when we were with No Static Radio, we met Laurice Glover. He came on the show, and we of course we had to take pictures by his his hookup truck. It was cold. I was like, oh, I like that. That purple was fire. But just a blessing. It's like you can't even imagine someone just taking someone's life like that, because that's what happened. But it's inspiring to see someone that who has spent so much time um their life with taken, but still out here doing something so positive. And thank you for not being bitter. Thank you for pushing forward, because your story is going to help so many different people. you know we need we need to be able to duplicate you too.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, hopefully, I'm helping people become better than me. I don't want any duplicates running around here, but if I could help somebody become better, I'm all for that. Hence, better not broken. Shameless plug.
Yes. Yes. Say yes, we got you. Well, thank you so much. Brooke, you have any more questions? Teresa, you got some questions?
No,
Come on.
I'm sitting here. No, I really that's awesome just to even be able to get into the prosecutor's office and have a
Man,
department like that. Yeah, that's amazing. That is
we,
it's motivation.
Yeah,
we
we've talked to many prosecutors, and we've even sat down with attorney generals. We've been in attorney general's office throughout the country. Fortunately, the stage in which we're on, we're able to every door we knock in. I haven't had anybody deny it.
awesome.
So we just haven't had a chance to walk through all the doors that are open for us, but we haven't had any closed doors in our path.
Thank you. So,
And I did drop his website information in the comments.
thank you. Thank you. So, what your book is available for purchase?
Well, I'm actually in the process of writing my
Okay.
book, so um, hopefully next time I come to your show, that'll be done and ready.
Okay. I want to hear that, because I swear we got a collection of books now. Like I don't think I'm gonna ever stop reading. So I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it. Um Hopefully it'll be a while, because I got two more books ahead of you. So of everybody that's coming home and they're writing, these books are they're off the chain.
Necessary. They are
So
necessary.
they're necessary. I agree. I agree. We have a question. What do you think is the most difficult part of correcting Iranian's conviction?
Um, you gotta remember, anytime that you're claiming innocence, and you're pointing at the government saying, y'all have done me wrong. There's an entire system that is invested in making sure you don't convince people that they are flawed. So
Mm,
oftentimes, whatever you're screaming about and crying and pointing to, saying, "Look, look, look," you have a whole system that is almost in their best interest, although it's not, to ignore it and act like it's not happening. So
wow.
you have people that spend several additional years in prison because the government don't want to retest DNA. Why would a government ever not want to retest DNA? Why would you fight someone for years to prevent them from retesting DNA when after you test it, you will be able to know if they're supposed to be in there or not?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the mentality of the government in all cases. So that's why an integrity unit is necessary to make sure that the integrity of the system is intact. And we know that it's not because it's been weaponized for many years, hundreds of years, against black, brown, and poor white. So we have to go back and correct those things. Those things have to be corrected in the past, and systems have to be set up in the present so that we can have a better government in the future. So that so we can pursue our happiness, everything that was promised to us.
Hmm. I think whatever is promised to us, we're gonna have to give for ourselves at this point.
That's always been the case.
Okay.
That
We
that's
gotta
the
get it.
American way.
We gotta
You know,
get it.
that's
Un-American.
that's the American way. You wouldn't even have an America if people didn't take it into their own hands in order to establish it.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Any more questions? This is amazing. I don't even want to talk about reentry because for you, it's not even about reentry or a second chance, should I say? It's not about a second chance because what was
But
stolen
it
from
but
you.
reentry is very serious. An exoneree deals with reentry issues just
Right.
like any returning citizen.
Right.
But we also deal with extra baggage because the services that's offered to returning citizens or parolees is not offered to us, nor do we want it because we wasn't supposed to be in the DOC to begin with, and the last people we want trying to offer us anything is the DOC.
Right.
So we're trying to we immediately want to divorce ourselves from the system. We don't want to stay in the housing with parolees because the rules there will be restrictive, and I'm not
Right.
supposed to even had any association with the system to begin with.
Mm,
So, and we're a small population that's out here. We know that the exoneree population should be a lot bigger than it is, but we're a
right.
small population. So our voices, we have to scream louder for them to hear us because they like, well, we're not about to change all of this stuff for 30 people.
Well,
And I want to say too, a lot of people don't realize when a conviction gets overturned, it's not always the way that Marvin's was, where the government is accepting that something went wrong there.
So,
Sometimes they get overturned, through the court systems, like, okay, you're going to have to retry them. While they're waiting for their new trial, what people don't realize, it's still on their record. Like, it's still showing up a felony. They have a hard time getting jobs. They have a hard time getting housing even though they've already had their sentence vacated. They're considered not an exoneree yet.
yeah.
And some of them are
So
never considered an exoneree.
true. And,
They're,
and and what you said is
that's
true. Even for those of us that have not been retried, it's still on there. I had to go through the Michigan State Police. I faxed them the judge's order, all of the necessary documents, and the state police had to go into their system and take because they still had it as if I had served 20 years for first degree murder. So if I was pulled over by the police, that's going to show up. So they're going to deal with me a lot different when it show up that I've been in prison for 20 years for first degree murder. So I went through the Michigan State Police and actually got that removed.
We have a question. How difficult is it for a person who has been locked up for years for a crime that he or she has not committed to return to normalcy?
Um, I came home with the attitude and the thought of not becoming normal. I didn't want to fall into an old routine of mine, and I didn't want to fall into anybody else's routine because I knew what I wanted to do was not necessarily being done. So if I fell into normalcy, then I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing. So I actually resisted against that. But what is difficult is connecting with your family, people that you love, you don't know anymore, and they don't know you. You've grown so much. I spent 50% of my life in prison. I'm not the same. 15-minute phone calls cannot help people understand the complex human being you've grown into, nor can you understand the complex human being that society has reshaped your family into. Children are grown. Children got children now. I was gone for
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's the difficult part: reconnecting with family, learning technology, even learning directions again in a city that you were born and raised in. Is difficult. So everything has its challenges. Making choices and making decisions, going to the grocery store. When you're in prison, you don't have choices. You have either you want plain chips or you want barbecue chips. But when you walk into the grocery store and they got 150 different chips, that's like, you know, and, and,
Right.
and it's fun. It's funny, but I can spend 3 or 4 hours in the grocery store and barely have anything in my cart. That's like
Wow.
a real thing
Okay.
for me and for other exonerees. Anytime that there's a lot of choices laid before us, takes time to process that because our mind has been restructured to be limited and to not
Okay.
have choices.
Wow.
It is overwhelming, Rhonda. It sounds overwhelming.
And that's true for every returning citizen.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Roxanne Bruce said, how long did it take for you to readjust to the outside? I'm hoping she's talking about the elements, like winter,
um,
spring, summer, and fall.
the hours before I found out I was coming home maybe 4 days before,
Okay.
and hours before I just finished working out, and my mind was super sharp. Um, but I got on the phone. I found out that I was coming home, and immediately my a fuzziness covered me, and that fuzziness didn't leave for about 12 months. So when I first got out, the first 3 weeks, the fuzziness was the thickest. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to react to people in situations and circumstances. It took some time. I found myself kind of pretending um, um, and reacting to people what I thought, what was normal. People see me, they crying. They haven't saw me in 20 years. They thought I was dead in prison, for lack of better words. But I think that describes it perfectly. They thought I was dead in there, and now I'm standing right in front of them, looking better than I have ever looked.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I just made that up, but uh,
Hey.
um, so that fuzziness was so thick that it affected everything about my senses, all of my senses,
Okay.
and every week it got a little better. And it took about a year to really come about that all together. So I'm at my sharpest today than I've ever been.
Thank you. We've got two questions. Well, Rhonda said she did almost 19 years and she's been home 2 years and it still feels
Welcome
awkward.
home.
Welcome home, Rhonda. And then BP Leonard Learnhand says, what can we do before a loved one gets out to help their homecoming be better? What can we do?
Environment is very important. Peace. Um, think about things that in prison is always loud, always noise, always loud. So you want to give somebody peace for the first time.
Okay.
A lot of people in society think people that's getting home want to party. When people get out, we don't want parties. We
Hey.
want peace. We want quietness. So a comfortable comfortable, secure, safe environment where, you can relax. In prison, you're never alone. Even if you're in a cell by yourself, 2 feet, 5 feet outside that cell, there's another human being. You always hearing somebody's voice. You're always hearing somebody move. You're never alone. So know that time and space is precious. Make sure that you have a cell phone is important. A cell phone is important to everybody, and it's going to be just as important to somebody getting out. So you want to make sure they have a cell phone. You want to make sure that they have all the little things that they need immediately, so that they won't have immediate stress or worrying about how they're going to do this and how they're going to make that happen. I wouldn't rush anyone into getting a job, but have options for them. Listen, like, you ready to work? I do have some options for you. Um, uh, taking care of business, setting up, making sure they got health insurance, all of those things that you spent hours on the phone doing. Be prepared to help that person do that, because we're not doing any of that in prison.
Okay.
We don't even talk to our family for more than 15 minutes. So,
Right.
Right.
so stuff like that can be frustrating. So just be prepared, to be patient and to help them set their life up, and then fall back. Nobody that has done a lot of time wants anybody to control or make decisions for them.
Thank you.
So it's a delicate walk.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that
it.
was helpful.
Something we were talking about, having a really good discussion about this week, was mental health was going to be major as well. Um,
True.
Donald was on our show last week, and Donald said that mental health was like number one
Yeah.
for someone returning. Um,
And the
we
hardest thing to get somebody to do. Don't nobody want to go to therapy, but um, it's necessary.
okay. Yeah, well, thank you.
Isn't that something you guys do too with the organization of exonerees? Don't you help people that are becoming exonerated readjust to being out in the free world?
Yes, we try to fill in the gaps everywhere where the state fails. So, we've built connections and relationships with therapists, with people in government, Secretary of State, housing, anything you can think of. Our organization, we've literally built relationships. We nourish those relationships. And as soon as we find out someone is coming home, we immediately plug them into our network. We give them guidance, kind of, give them advice. Everybody tell their experience, and we fall back to kind of see, how they're going to respond to that information that people connected them with.
Awesome. Thank
You're
you.
doing great work.
Well, listen, Brooke, you are too.
Oh, well,
You are
thank you.
too. You are really dynamic out here. We see you. We see
Hmm.
you, girl.
Well, thank you. I
Enough people,
appreciate it.
you got to give people their flowers while they are still alive.
Absolutely.
Here, and
Brooke is
I'm sure
amazing.
she is. She is. Even though the Bengals lost last week, Brooke, you are.
Don't start. Do not start. Because you know what? At least my Bengals made it to the Super Bowl. Your team was sitting at home.
They were sitting at home on the couch. They was.
Yes.
However, I was rooting for your Bengals because my Soros are diehard fans like you are. So I was there on the couch with you.
I was outside, girl. I was downtown Cincinnati in the snow. It's snowing, watching it on the big little things they had. It wasn't a jumbotron, but you know what I mean. Yes, that's how diehard I am. I went downtown in the cold to watch it with the rest of the fans.
Well, honey, you are all over the United States, and we don't get a chance to thank people enough. So thank you. We see what you're doing. We see what the National Plus is doing. We see what the groundwork y'all laying out here, and thank you. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for representing. Thank you for everything that you do, and make sure you send us that address because we got something for you too.
I will. I forgot about me. I do that all the time. I forget about myself. I made sure I got you Marvin's.
Yeah, you're selfless, and I love that about you. You know, you're selfless, and we need more people like you as well. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And Kent is the president of National Plus. Thank you. He's
He's the
here.
CEO.
Oh,
I'm
he's
the
the
president.
CEO. Excuse me,
Yes.
he's the
That's
CEO.
right.
And as you can see, gratitude. We appreciate you. Um, so we have one more person that Brooke wants to talk about. And we're going to just show her presentation. Is that okay? Is she coming, or you're just going to talk about her?
I wasn't able to get a hold of her, but I just want to talk about her. You know, we got to represent for the queens now. And so I just want to say Marsha King, she spent time in the federal prison. She went to the feds when her baby was a baby.
Mm.
And so that was so hard for her. And, you know, and then coming back out and readjusting. And I mean, Marvin, you dealt with it with your daughter. I think sometimes like moms, man, you know, moms cannot stand being away from their baby. So I know she's so happy that she's home with her baby now. And she does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. She's filing paperwork, trying to get people out. Her and her sister got herself out early. And so now that's what she's out here doing for other people.
So can I show her video that you?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I still got it. I do. Okay. I'm getting better at this. Woo, Lord. Let's see. I think that's it. But yeah, that's it. All right.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. And you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Ooh, mountain.
Marsha King, inmate voice advocate, is never easy because I'm a mom. But I can't forget this life, the life of being incarcerated, and the women that are so easily forgotten and left behind.
You're broken down now.
So that is Marsha. If you need help with feds, Marsha is an amazing person to reach out to.
That's awesome. Okay. Thank
Beautiful.
you. That is beautiful. Teresa?
Good stuff. Good stuff. I learned a lot though. I did. It's
Yeah.
always a different angle that you can come at things, and just hearing you speak today, Marvin, that that's a whole another avenue that I didn't even think about. When we're reaching out to different people that can change things, just the whole, you said you're walking in the prosecutor's offices, and that's
Oof.
amazing.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's
got
amazing.
you got to get to the table. You have to be able to go in there.
Right.
You have a lot of people that don't understand that. But if you can't get in there and express, the pain that people are going through, express the desires of families and what you went through, and share your experience, put a face on it. Because they can deny a lot of things, but when they're looking you in the face, as my brother Kenneth Nixon says all the time, when they're looking you in the face, they can't deny it when they're looking you in the face. So citizens, you ladies, you have to get in those rooms. And trust me, when you ask, you'll be surprised where you can go and what you can do.
I agree. BAM is
Yeah.
partnered with Common Pleas Court, Cuyahoga County. We will be mentors with a judge in Cuyahoga County to actually prevent young people from coming
Mm.
into the prison system. Because for us, it's about prevention as well.
Yes.
We can advocate on behalf of people, but how powerful it is to care about them before they even hit the system. And
Definitely.
young people are
Absolutely.
our future. They are our future. And until we start to do something about them and care more about them, nothing is going to change.
Absolutely. The work that all three of you ladies are doing, every official where you live should not only know your name, but you should have their information in your phones. Absolutely. go to the places that they are, go to those fundraisers, go to those events, go to those town halls, go to City Hall, go to the state legislators, sit down with them, talk with them. You know, we are part of the people. And if you represent the people and were put in place by the people, then you're going to have to deal with me. You're going to have to talk with me, and we're going to figure it out.
I agree.
Or we'll fire you.
Right.
It's time for that. Believe that. It's a lot of time for getting fired. But thank you. That's excellent advice. It's something Teresa has been talking about for the past 2 years. So that's
what I'm taking from this. That's what I'm taking from tonight.
Yeah. We got a whole database for that. So yeah, it's about to go down. I ain't gonna get no sleep because of you. Thank you.
Hey.
Thanks a lot. But really appreciate we had a totally different show planned, but you know, God is always in the planning business, and this is what he wanted, and that's what we're going with, and we're really thankful. We're thankful that you came on. We're thankful for you, Brooke. We're thankful for Kent. We're thankful for everyone that is listening, and thank you. If you want to get involved, please always reach out. We are everybody you see on the screen is always available to assist in any way that we can. By any means, email address, of course, is byanymeans@gmail.com, BYEANYMEANZ.com, well, at gmail.com. And then, Brooke, contact information.
You can reach us at info@thenationalpluscoalition.com. And our business number, I'm sorry, I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's okay.
It is 888-806-6748. My extension is 701, but if you just want to reach somebody, it don't matter who it is, then just press 0.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Cotton, do you have a contact? Well, you put your email,
Yeah, my website is www.betternotbrokenllc.org, or you can reach out to me or follow me on Facebook, Marvin Cotton Jr., and on Instagram, Better Not Broken, but also _real_FMC. FMC, Free Marvin Cotton. I had it before I got out.
All right. Ooh, that's how this is. But in the meantime, yeah, thank you guys so much. Next week, let's talk next week. We have, like we said before, we have 2 dynamic women who we are showcasing with. Brooke, you were talking about women. We could actually bring her on next week if you would like. 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I will reach out to her. Yes, because I will be back in Mississippi, so I'll be getting my times confused.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was a pleasure meeting you guys, and thank you for having me.
Wow. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you so much. We will see y'all next week, 7 p.m. sharp, Eastern Standard Time. Thank y'all again for watching another week of TnT Radio Podcast. And y'all have a safe week, a safe weekend. Enjoy the what is it called? The NBA. Whatever.
Girl, don't even talk about sports.
I'm still stuck on the game. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all have a good week. Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. Peace.